The immortal Toploaded Gaming here. This video is going to be a response to John Hanckock's video. Are there too many YouTubers making videos? A lot of people are sort of confused and baffled. Smash JT had made a video and he was kind of like, the video seemed sort of like not to make much sense. It was all over the place. Now, to understand why John Hanckock made this video that is seemingly all over the place, we have to go back a couple of days, specifically to when Pat the NES Punk uploaded a video called Ethics of Retro Game YouTubers Reviewing Free Products. John gets a lot of shit. He gets a lot of shit because he reviews at-games products all the time, and lately, and especially with the HD flashback for some reason, a lot of people started giving John shit, claiming that he got the stuff for free, and some of the footage, the way it's done, is very questionable. Instead of showing clips where it can clearly show the audible mistakes that the console is making, he lowers the volume and puts his voice over, so the customer who's watching the review can't tell how shitty the product is. When Pat's video came out, I had put a comment giving my opinion on why I feel John catches flack. I did kind of suggest, well, maybe it's just something that he's overlooking, that he's not thinking, you know, well, if I talk over this gameplay footage, the audio won't be heard as loud, so, you know, maybe he's just not thinking of that, you know, so you sort of give him the benefit of the doubt. I'll leave this comment on Pat's video, and I'm really waiting to see if there's a response by anyone. Now, I'm checking it, I'm looking to see, and all of a sudden it's quickly becoming the highest rated comment, or one of the highest rated comments. And it was pretty fair to say that it was probably within the first 1 to 3 comments you'd see if you clicked on the video. Well, then I had to go do something, and a couple hours later I noticed John Hanckock is right next to my comment. Now, he didn't comment, he didn't reply to my comment, but it seems like a reply to my comment. So then I replied on John's comment, hoping he would comment back to me and maybe speak on some of these things. And it's not the first time that I try and get John to talk about this stuff. So that brings me here today to Smash JT's video. Now, somehow, I don't know, I guess I unsubbed John, you know, back when he was saying that, he made a video where him and his wife was saying a bunch of stuff about that we shouldn't be letting our kids play violent games, and they said something like they don't even let their 9-year-old kid play Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4! They don't let their 9-year-old, whatever. That he's a parent, whatever. I didn't like the way that he implied we should all be doing that. And there are parts in that video where he implied we should all be doing that. So it's possible I unsubbed from him at that point, but for whatever reason, I didn't get John's video in my feed. So I first heard about this through Smash JT. Now, without ever even watching John's video, how on earth could I have called that he'd bring up the shit that he gets from reviewing at-games products? How is that possible? How? So the way it looks to me, the way it appears to me, in 100% honesty, the way it appears to me is that because John gets shit for always giving 80 games positive, glowing reviews, There's too many YouTubers? There's too many game YouTubers? First of all, with what was the statistic a few years ago? Like every 14 seconds, like 2 million minutes of footage is uploaded to YouTube, or something ridiculous like that. Like, it's like saying you're against racism. Of course, there's too many YouTubers out there. If someone, if the common perception is anyone can go out there and make money and become PewDiePie or whatever, then of course there's gonna be a bunch of people doing it. But the thing is the reason you're coming out and saying this is because you're getting shit over an entirely different matter that it just seems like you won't address. Is that fair? I mean, I notice on your channel, I mean, you love video games, but it really seems like you have a specific affection towards Sega. Now, with these 80 games releases, is it at all because, and believe me, John, it's okay if it is. It's okay if it is. Just admit it. But could it be that you just want the Sega products, even if it's shit, even if it's complete shit comparatively to Nintendo, you're still satisfied because Sega was able to put something with their name out, and that's something that had been lacking, so you're willing to put up with it. Now, if that's what you'd say at the end of your videos, I don't think anybody would gripe you for it. I don't think anybody would say anything to you, because you were being honest. You were being honest. I mean, me personally, I grew up with the Nintendo, but at the same time, dude, I love all games. I love all games. I have just almost every system, not like from 8-bit on, I have just about every system. I'm missing like the Neo Geo, the CDI, and all the Atari stuff from before 8-bit era. But as far as like PC Engine and Super Graphics and Turbo Graphics and Sega Sat, I've got all that. I don't have a horse in this race. I love all video games, and they make good games on just about every platform. So eventually I'm gonna, just get every console that pretty much ever exists that is convenient to hook up and play. John, no matter what, it is not fair to brush off all criticism of @Games products as the person dishing out the criticism is a bandwagon hater and doesn't have any experience with the product. And the reason I'm focusing on this issue is because I believe it is the reason you made this video. Because you keep seeing little channels like myself and others commenting that @Games sucks. I mean, since Sega announced that @Games would be making the Sega Mini, you have been outspoken saying your little bandwagon thing. Like, for instance, with me, okay? I say 80 Games is shit. Their plastics are shit. Like, even the quality of their plastics. Let's take the Genesis console. I had the original one that came out, the console version that you could use the chip, the actual cartridge, rather. I had the red variant, the blue variant, and then they released, what was it, a 25th anniversary Sonic with, all the difference was, had the same games, if I remember correctly. It just put a 25th anniversary Sonic little emblem on the box. Had all three of those, tried out all three of those, all were shit. I have the Genesis handheld, the Game Gear and Master System handheld, all shit. But let's just take the console, the box itself, compared to the NES Classic, shit. The inside packaging compared to the NES Classic, shit. Cheap shit. Compared to the controller, cheap shit. The only single thing you can say about the NES Classic controller was that the cord was too short. Okay? That's obvious by now, and to be fair, you have to call that criticism out. But was that cord of quality? I mean, it fucking sure was. Was the controller useful? Compared to 80 games, the controllers that came in there were paperweights. No one used them. They were unusable. Even the most basic fanboy of 80 games wouldn't use those controllers. Would admit those controllers are pretty bad. I mean, how do I need to say anything more? As long as 80 Games keeps releasing their products at a similar price point to Nintendo, they're competing, and whatever their shortcomings may be, it should reflect poorly on them. That's something that should happen. So I don't understand why a video had to be made when really you're just brushing off the issue. It's like a way of, first of all, your first criticism was brushing off all criticism, but then this video is just like, well, not only is it bandwagon hating fans, but these guys shouldn't even be making videos any fucking way. As far as there being too many YouTubers, I mean, what do you want me to say? Again, that's obvious. Does it mean that their opinions shouldn't count? No. When it comes to debate, opinions, all that stuff, an argument should stand on merit alone, period. Whether you have 15 subscribers or 50 million subscribers, an argument should stand on merit alone. Aren't you a teacher? Shouldn't you know that, John? If we have John and myself, and someone's about to press the nuke button, okay, John is screaming, yeah, go ahead and do it! Do it! Nuke the fucking world! And I'm sitting there saying, no, we'll all be doomed to nuclear fallout. What the fuck are you thinking? Please, don't do that. Should we listen to John because he has more subs? No, an argument should stand on merit alone. The end. It's Trevor over at Toploaded Gaming. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. You know, John, before you go thinking that all of us smaller channels, all of us peasant channels are somehow looking up to you of all people and jealous of you, maybe take a look in the mirror, man. You're basically the mundane Matt of video game channels. You got nothing I want, John. Nothing I can't get on my own.